It's the beginner crafter. Welcome to another Crochet and Crafts Tube. And today I finally have something different than usual. I do have those two projects I have been working on for a while, but I also have a finish. But I'll show you the finish at the end. So let's start with the diamond painting. Not much progress there, just this planet here and a bit of a blob here. I'm guessing this is this kind of galaxy or just area that's a bit lighter. So this is this part. So that's what I did, and I guess I'm close to the half of the row. So I guess I'll need to step it up a little bit if I want to finish before the end of the year. But I'm still sort of on the right track, so I'm not too worried about the goal not being done of the finish. So it should be finished before the end of the year. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, like some progress, not too much of it, but we're moving forward, and it looks like it will get finished by the end of the year, which is great. Then the blanket. Again, not as much progress as I would normally like, but I know that I did take a few days to think things through with the blanket, and just let me show you. Yeah, again, it's a huge blanket in a way that it doesn't really fit. So let me show you from the start. It moves here, and then you don't see it because it curled. So yes, I'm at the green. So with the background color, I had two color changes. So as you can see, it's not just this kind of dark bottle or moss green. It's already getting those lighter shades here and there. And I've decided to go with the Werlet. And this was sort of why I didn't crochet from like the start, and I needed a few days to think, because I just really wanted to figure out how much longer I can make the blanket, because I'm on the last not full repeat according to the pattern. I finished row 4 and I'm supposed to get to row 36 out of 41 in the whole repeat, but the last repeat should be only 2 rows 36. So that's 32 more rows, and it would be the end of the blanket. And this blanket is too short for me, and I was wondering what I should do to make it longer, because this one obviously will last a long time. I wasn't so sure about the Werlet, but I started figuring things out, and the thing is, when my blanket when I had the change, when the yarn finished for the pattern color, it happened on the same row as it did for the background color. However, the background color was already one Werlet and one whirl like that. So I already knew that pattern that the background color, sorry, is one wurlet longer, or it's one wurlet more yarn than the pattern color. And I started sort of thinking how much then this wurlet is going to last me. And it was like a full repeat at that point. I think I was on row 36 when it happened. So I started looking back here where I had the wurlet plus then it changed into the whirl, and I realized that the wurlet for the background color lasted for about 30 something rows. I don't think it was a full repeat, but it was over 30 rows. I think it was like 36, maybe 38. And then I sort of started looking at how long the yarn is, and the wurlet is 455 meters. The whirl is 1000 meters. I did cut a little bit of the whirls so that those colors in here weren't too close to one another. So I figured that a wurlet is 45 to 50% of the whirl. So in theory, the background color is about 150% of the pattern color, since it took me a whirl and a wurlet to get to the same point as with the pattern color with just a whirl. So I think, again, this is a very common sense maths, which is not supported by any evidence. It's just my calculations and what I imagine things will be. So my understanding is that the wurlet for the pattern color should last me about 140 to 150% of the length it did for the background color, something like that. And that would mean I should get to possibly another half a repeat. And that will be quite good. The only thing is that normally I think the pattern stops here or here. I think it's here, the full repeat. Yes, the full repeat is here. And this is where the last repeat, so not the full one, should end, at this point. And because these are sort of repeated, just in different parts, then half a repeat would probably get me to the end of this guy here. And that's fine, I think. If everything works out as I'm looking at it and as I think about it, it should be fine, because that's, I don't really know how much of the length, but I think it's about a foot, so about 30 centimeters. Actually, I do have possibility to check. Okay, so more like half a foot. But yeah, this is how good I am at measuring things and eyeballing things. So yeah, about half a foot, which already should be what I need in the length. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that my calculations work, and this is really what it turns out to be, and that I'm going to have the blanket of the length that I want. And then I figured, if I need to really make it a little bit longer, I'll just take the color out here and just for this few rows that is going to be left, I'll just deal with either going from both sides, although this will be truly complicated, or I'll just take a bunch of yarn from the inside, cut it to make it into a second ball and go from there. So I should be fine. I think I've solved my problem as much as I can solve it without much experience in changing a lot of lengths in different patterns. So yeah, let's hope it works. Let's keep the fingers crossed. So that would mean that I still have one full repeat to finish, and then do either a half or almost a full repeat. So it will take much longer for me to finish the blanket than I had anticipated. I can't understand how some people did it in the, what was it, 6 weeks in total of the make along. I don't know how people did that. It's taking me already so long. But yeah, let's hope it works, and I'll be showing the progress every now and then. I hope I'll be able to make a long progress, although there's more and more work. And one of the ideas that I had to be able to get a bit more work done was to bring work with me to school when I have a free period, or when I go from one school to the other school and I have some time in between. But for that I would need a project bag. So I would have to first make a project bag. I mean, I guess I can do with some kind of bag for now, but the projects that I'm working on at the moment are quite big, and they wouldn't be very comfortable for me to just keep walking around with them around town. So that's a thought for the future. That might give me a bit more time to work and do progress, because I'm really worried that, especially in November and December, I'm going to have a lot of work, because I'm going to have all the classes that I have in my schedule, and it will already be nearing the end of the term, so lots of tests, lots of, I guess, conversations. So I might need to work out a system somewhere then. So maybe I'll just start up a new project, like a mochila bag, to make it into a project bag, and at the beginning it will be small, so I would be able to take it with me anywhere in just a bag. So we'll see. It's something to think about. I hope everything works fine. Okay, and now the promised finish. And this is the Meadow Bag. Yes, it's the bag that I started, I think, 2 years ago. I think it started, yeah, I think it was 2020, because I think it was somewhere at the beginning of the whole coronavirus thing. So I think it was 2 years ago when I started it. I know it was spring, and I think it was 2 years ago, but maybe it was a year ago, and just the pandemic made me think that it was such a long time, that it was over a year when I started it. But the beginning of it was very quick. It really worked pretty well, and then life happened. But what I got left to do, and I was truly surprised with how little I had left. I had no idea. It took me maybe an hour to finish, finally, when I got to it, because what I had to do was to crochet this stripe here and another one like this, and sew it together so that the D-ring comes in here, and then with this strap also use the flat thing, put it over the D-ring and sew it together, and that's it. That was the only thing left, and I have no idea why I procrastinated so much with this project. I know for a while I just put it somewhere and I didn't really know where it was, but after I found it, I really don't know why I put it for so long, that I pushed it and never really worked on it, because it was really a quick thing to do. It's beautiful. I love it. The only thing, I made a mistake. I did not listen to the pattern. And, you know, listen to the pattern. The designer usually knows what they're doing, and they have testers, so they know what they're writing about. I made this strap too long. I was always worried that it will be too short, that it will sit really weird somewhere on my stomach instead of my hip. And now the bag sits below my hip, and especially if I put something in there and it will just, you know, make the strap stretch a little bit, it will be even lower. So that's the only thing. I made the strap a little bit too long. That's the only negative thing I can say. And it's my fault, not the designer's fault. The designer's work was great, and it was Natalia Kononova from Outstanding Crochet, as far as I remember. I think yes, it is a paid pattern. That's why I cannot do any videos about how I made it, because this is a copyrighted pattern. But it's absolutely beautiful. I do recommend buying it, because everything's really well explained how to do it. The bag is lined inside, and my mom did that. That's why I'm not showing it as my progress, because I did not do it. And it's not a huge bag, like my hand will fit in there, but it's more like a tourist bag or party bag, something like that. So not really something heavy duty or anything, but it's beautiful, and I'm so glad I made it finally. I wish I hadn't postponed it for so long, because it's just great. So for everyone who waited for me to finish this bag, because there were quite a few people who watched the videos of my progress of this bag, like my most popular videos are about this bag. Finally you can see it in full, this bag, because it is finally finished and I can start wearing it, although I don't know when I will actually wear it but I'll figure out the purpose of the bag. If you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, it's really appreciated. Also leave a comment down below if you want to say anything. Consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see the progress on different projects that I'm making. I also do floss tube every other week, so I show my cross stitching progress as well. So if you want to see all that, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you next time. Bye!